Hello, my name is Sarah Bowman, and today I will be leading you through a ballet workshop. For those of you that have been a part of Dance Fest in the past, you've probably seen me backstage as I've been stage manager for the last few seasons. It is my job to ensure that everything runs smoothly behind the scenes, or at least from the audience's perspective. I began dancing when I was 4 years old, when I asked my mom to put me in dance class. Little did she know that that 1 hour of mini ballet would turn into an entire lifetime of dancing. Around that same time, she also took me to see my first ballet, which was the Nutcracker. Even though I was 4 years old, I sat there completely still, completely mesmerized by what was happening on stage. And from that day forward, I had a never-ending love for ballet. As I got older, I incorporated more dance styles into my repertoire, including jazz, tap, lyrical, contemporary, modern, point, even hip hop. Through high school, I got into singing and performing, and following high school, I went off and did a music theater performance program at Clair College, where I continued to study dance as well as acting and singing. After that, I went into auditioning and did a lot of local shows, as well as returned back and began teaching at the studio where I grew up, which is Center Stage Dance Studio in New Hamburg. I also began teaching at our sister studio, Unlock Unleash Control, which is in Kitchener. Additionally, I also do character parties where I get to act and sing and dance and perform at children's birthday parties, community events, as well as charity events. And I get to help entertain and make that special event and day as exciting and magical as possible. Like I said, I was asked a few years ago to help out with Dance Fest, and I have loved it ever since. That first year that I came, I didn't really know what to expect. My high school didn't have a dance program or even a club, so we didn't participate in Dance Fest. So coming in that first year, I was excited and didn't quite know what to expect. And I left completely re-inspired by all of the talent, both as dancers as well as choreography from all different levels and all different genres. I think Dance Fest is a wonderful opportunity for dancers to emerge and practice their craft in a healthy and encouraging environment. So I have been really happy to be a part of it. Dance Fest also helped lead me into the new path that I've been taking. So back in 2019, I decided to go back to school and enhance the skills that I started to learn through stage managing and being a part of Dance Fest. And I am now studying public relations at Clair College. And following graduation, which will hopefully be in 2.5 years, I hope to combine the skills that I learned from this program with my last music theater program, as well as my dance background, and enter into the business side of the arts and entertainment industry, working in public relations and communications. So I guess my point that I want to make is that whether you go off and become a professional dancer or performer, or whether you choose a completely different profession, or you try and combine those two in your profession, you can still keep dance and in the arts in your life. Whether it's how you make your money or whether it's just how you enjoy your life, it can be a huge part. So I really encourage you, whatever path you choose following school, that you keep dancing, keep performing and keep it in your life, because it is so important. And the skills that you learn from dancing, from the arts, are transferable into every aspect of your life, and will only make you a more rounded person in going into whatever field you choose to do. So I love dancing. I hope you love dancing too, and I hope you enjoy this ballet workshop. And I wish you health and happiness in this current virtual world.
So today's workshop, we will be focusing on foundational ballet. So we'll be working on those basic ballet techniques that can then be transferred into all of your other styles of dance. If you are new to ballet, we'll break down some of those basic building steps and port de bras that you'll be able to recognize in all other forms of dance. If you are have some ballet or have a lot of ballet experience, this will be a great opportunity for you to kind of reset and remind your body about that basic technique, and really allow you and give you the chance to really focus on, am I working through my feet? Am I using my best turnout? Am I jumping as high as I can? All of that will help all of us to become stronger, more flexible, which will help all our other styles. Just a little note, there are different methods of ballet. The three that I'm most familiar with in and around my area and that I've witnessed or taken classes in are Cicchetti, which is the Italian method, RAD, which is the British method, and the Vaganova method, which is the Russian method. That is the method that I grew up studying, and that's the one that I will be using and teaching you today. For the most part, the steps are all the same. Some terminology might be slightly different. So what I call a jeté, you might call it dégagé. But really the only difference between the various styles, other than a few terminology here and there, is the placement of the arms. In Russian, it's much more about the turned head and really exposing that neck. It's very kind of almost regal, I feel like, whereas the Cicchetti method is a little bit softer and a little bit more romantic. But yeah, so if I'm using slightly different terminology, I will try and cue the ones that I'm aware of so that you know, but it's all done the same way, just sometimes a slightly different method from various parts in the world. So let's get started. Just before we do warm up, we're going to talk about our posture, which is incredibly important, especially in ballet. So standing up, just finding your space. First, we're going to work on turnout and finding that first position, which is our basic position. And we're going to put both our feet right together, parallel. And I'm going to have you push the balls of your feet into the floor and open them like a book in one foul swoop. Wherever that one swoop lands, that is your natural turnout. Just make sure that both feet are kind of turned out evenly. That is your natural turnout. That is where your body is, whether it's flexibility or strength. We all are at different places in our turnout. Some of us have more turnout naturally. Some of us have less turnout naturally. Just work to wherever you are at naturally. What I never want you to do is try and force your turnout and really like what we like to call crank your feet. If I crank my feet and try and do that flat line, my body is not there. Most bodies are probably not there, especially as we're starting out. And it's very dangerous, especially for our knees, but it's harmful for our feet, our ankles, our knees, our hips, our postures, everything. We want to make sure that Wherever you are placing your turnout, your body can hold it through strength and flexibility. A great way that you want to check that is finding the middle of your kneecap, drawing a straight line down your shin, and it should line up straight through the middle of your foot. That goes for everything. Even in hip hop, if I'm parallel, my knee should be going over my toe, over the middle of my foot, at all times. Even when Bob Foss, if you're doing like a Fosse and turning in that foot, my knee is still lining up with that toe. It's just in a different position. That way you know that your knee is safe and you're not putting unnecessary strain on the ligaments and tendons that are in your knee. So, back to parallel, pushing my toes open. That's my natural turnout. That's where I'm working on today, and I'm just going to work on trying to better that in little increments as I go through this class. So, starting off from there, we've done our feet, we've talked about our knees. I'm really trying to show off that calf and that inner thigh as much as possible. Coming up to our pelvis. I like to think about it as a little triangle, and you want that triangle to be lying flat. You don't want it tilting backwards, you don't want it tilting forwards. If it's lying flat, you know that your tailbone is right in line with the rest of your spine, and from there down, you're in a nice, beautiful straight line, which is ideal for all of our ballet movements in class. Moving upwards, feeling like you're scooping a really hard ice cream. That's how I'm feeling. I'm going to scoop from the bottom of my stomach all the way up into my ribs. That's what I'm feeling like. So you're feeling like you're bringing those tummy muscles up into our calves, not into our calves, into our ribs, and my ribs are knitting together around them. I don't want them splayed open, and I don't want them contracting inward, causing my spine to shift, because it's going to shift my pelvis, it's going to shift my hips, it's going to be harder on my turnout, and it's going to be hard to balance. So, feet are in my nice turned out position, wrapping my legs, my pelvis is nice and flat, my tummy muscles are pulling up, my ribs are nice and knitted and closed. My shoulders, I want you to roll them back so they're nice and open. You should feel really beautiful and open here, but also you should feel really nice and open in your back. There's just so much energy going through your body. And then up my head, if I grabbed my bun, I'm going to pull it back and up so that there's lots of energy coming out my head, making sure that chin is parallel. And that's how we know we're ready to go. The hard part is we have to hold that posture as we do all of our exercises, which seems like an easy task, but it's really hard, and that's what makes ballet beautiful, but also incredibly difficult. You have to make everything look graceful and strong and beautiful, all while holding that beautiful posture and doing all those hard dance moves. So let's warm up our feet. This exercise can be done facing, normally I do it facing the bar. Today my bar is my chair. Whatever you have, if you are using a desk, a back of a couch, whatever works for you, you can have it facing right in front of you. I'm going to move mine off to the side just so that you can see my feet properly. I'll just put my hand here. So I'm starting in first position. The first thing we're going to do is tendu forward. So I'm going to draw a straight line in front of my shoulder with my right foot. So it's in a beautiful straight line. As I do that, you want to keep your leg nice and straight until you get a nice, beautiful point reaching out in front of you. What I like to think of is feeling like you're digging through the floor, which will help elongate that line, really working on strengthening your feet, strengthening your legs, as well as allowing you to keep them nice and straight and long. Leading forward with your heel. So if I lead forward with my toe, I'm going to lose that beautiful turnout that we already worked on. So leading with that heel, almost feeling like you're wrapping all the way around. If I was a candy cane, the red and white is going to wrap all the way around my leg. So I'm trying to show off that inner thigh, that calf, and that heel. That way my entire leg is turned out, and that means my knee is still tracking over my foot. So this tendu is on 1. We'll then flex to a flat foot, 2.3, flex 4.5, flex 6.7. Then I'm going to draw a straight line back in, leading with my heel this time. Leading with my heel, keeping that beautiful turnout. I'm feeling both those legs squeeze together as I close, so there's lots of resistance in my body. Then we'll do it to the side. Tendu, again, showing off that heel, really wrapping that leg. Flex 2.3, flex 4.5, flex 6.7. Squeeze those legs as I come back to first position. Then I'm going to go to the back. So drawing a straight line. This time, I want to draw a straight line with my toe leading back first. If I lead with my heel like I did the front and the side, I'm going to lose all of that beautiful turnout. So this time, drawing a straight line back with my toes leading first. A good trick when you're doing derriere, because this is sometimes the hardest position, you're really going to want to dig through that floor, especially in this position, but you want to try and line it up with the back of your neck. Really what you want is it behind your shoulder, but if we focus on putting it behind our shoulder, sometimes it ends up off in its own little world. If you try and line it up with the back of your neck and your spine, you will end up with it behind your shoulder. From there, that's tendu 1. We flex 2.3, flex 4.5, flex 6.7, and we're going to draw a straight line leading with the heel first, back to first position. Then we'll do everything with the left foot. Front, side, and back. Then the second part of our warm-up will be same pattern of the feet, going front with the right foot. Tendu front, we're going to do some circles. So 3 circles outwards. This is 2 and 3. Then we'll reverse it. 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to point, close back to first. Tendu to the side. Tendu 1, rotate 2, and 3, and 4. Reverse that circle, 5, and 6, and 7, and point and close. Make sure that that leg is still reaching nice and strong when it's out and really wrapping. We go to the back. 1, circle 2, and 3, and 4, and reverse 5, 6, 7, and point, close. We would then go with the left foot to the front, side, and back. The third and final part of our warm-up is we plie. In our plie, you want to make sure that your knees are going right over the center of the toes still, and I'm not letting my pelvis tilt. That'll bring my body forward, that'll stick my tailbone out, and it's not a very beautiful line. So trying to keep as straight as possible, trying to push those knees back, and my tailbone's trying to come through, trying to get as flat as a line as possible. So that is plieing on 1 with my heels down. I'm then going to pop my heels up, but not letting my head come up. So I'm going to pop my heels and stay in that nice plie, making sure that my weight is in my big toe, second toe. So I'm not letting it sickle, which is dangerous for my ankle. Really keeping that nice straight line. Now I'm going to rise up on 3, and I'm going to squeeze back down and resist back to first on 4. We're going to do that 4 times. Plie, 4 starch, rise and lower, plie, 4 starch, rise and lower, plie, 4 starch, rise and lower, and 4. Then we'll reverse for 4. We lift up our heels. Gonna go down to 4 starch. Gonna lower my heels and stretch. I'll rise. 4 starch, lower and stretch, rise. 4 starch, lower and stretch, rise. 4 starch, lower and stretch. And that will be our warm-up. So we're gonna try that all with music. It's nice and slow, so really use that resistance, really work through that floor. You should really feel your ankles, all of the little muscles in your feet, your calves, and your turnout, and you'll be all ready for the rest of the bar. So starting in first position, facing your bar, your chair, your table, whatever it is, in first, and I will start music. Ready? And Tanya with the right foot, and flex, and point, and flex, point, flex, and point. Draw straight back in, leading with those toes, and side, flex, and point, flex, point, flex, and point. Draw straight line back in, and to the back, and flex. Really stretch that leg, and flex, point, flex, and point. Closing back to first with the left leg front, and flex, point, flex, point, and flex, and point, and close to first, to the side, and flex, point, and flex, point, flex, and point, and squeeze back to first, and back, flex, point, flex, and point, and flex, and point, and close to first with the right leg circles, point, and circle, 2, 3, and reverse. So you're drawing as big a circles as possible, and point back to first, and side, circle, and reverse, and point, close to first, and back, and circle. Really keep reaching out through that leg so it keeps nice and straight, and reverse. And point and close with the left leg. Circle. And reverse. And point and close to the side. And reverse that circle. And point and squeeze and back. Reach that leg nice and long behind you. Lift you nice and tall. Reverse. And point, close, and plie. And pop those heels. And rise. And squeeze to lower. Plie. For starch. And rise. And lower. And plie. And for starch. And and lower. Plie, force arch, and rise, and lower. Now we're going to reverse. Go rise, force arch, and lower, and stretch, and rise, force arch, and lower, and stretch, and rise, forced arch, and lower, stretch, last one, rise, forced arch, and lower, and stretch. Good. Shake that out, release that. So that should feel, you should feel all of your feet really nice and warmed up, your ankles, your shins, your calves, your turnout. Everything should feel nice and warm, so we're ready to start our bar. So before we do our first exercise, which is plie, I'll break down a little bit of the steps. So a plie, we talked about before, is that nice open your knees and stretch, making sure that our knees are right over the center of our toes at all times and trying to keep that posture as straight as possible. That's our number one goal, is keeping that beautiful posture that we were working on. Additionally, we're going to do plie in first, second, and then either third or fifth. So we already know what first position is, heels together, toes apart. For second position, I'm going to tendu my foot and I'm going to place my foot down. Now, traditional second position is underneath our hips or our shoulders. So they're not super wide, but they're also not super close together. My toes are also in a straight line. So I drew a straight line from toe to toe. They're right across from one another, keeping that beautiful turnout still there. Our third position, I'm going to tendu that right foot again, and I'm going to pull it right scissored in to the middle of that foot. So my heel is in the middle. I'm hiding that back heel, but my toes are still nice and turned out. Have to make sure that that back leg keeps turning out, especially in this position. From there, I'm going to tendu straight ahead, and I'm going to place my foot down. Now, this is fourth position. There's two types of fourth position. One is my heels in line, and that's called open fourth. If I pull my foot right in front, so my right heel is in front of my left toe, and my right toe is in front of my left heel, that's called crossed fourth. The open fourth is a little bit easier to work on our hips. So if we're working on turnout and everything, that's the position you'll want to use. As you get stronger and more flexible, you're going to pull that across and really do that crossed fourth. What's important in fourth, jump to the side, is you want it only to be as wide as 1 foot. So if I turn my foot in, it's 1 foot length, and then I'm going to turn that back foot out again. So if we do it too big, I'm going to start to twist my body. In everything, we want to try and stay as square as possible. So both hips are facing equal, shoulders facing equal. I'm not letting my back hip open up, which is going to throw off my posture and throw off my balance. From fourth position, we're then going to go to fifth, which is tendu front, and I'm going to close right in front. So that heel is right in front of that toe, and I'm trying to get my feet right together as much as your turnout will allow you. For today, I'm going to use first, second, and then I will be using third or fifth, whatever you're at. If this is your first ballet class or you don't have a ton of ballet experience, I suggest using third as we work on turnout. As we get more advanced, or if you have more experience, I would like you using fifth position. So that's the positions, that's the basic positions of the feet. Getting into our plie, we typically a plie exercise starts in first position. However, I was trained to start in second position. The reason being, it's a little bit easier to work on that opening of those hips as you warm up. Since plie is your first exercise, you're still warming up and getting ready. Starting in second position and doing the exercise, and then going to some of the more some of the positions that turn out is a little bit harder to hold in that posture. It just gives you a nice warm up, an extra warm up, I should say. So I'm going to start side to bar. So my right, your left. So have your bar or your chair on your left hand side, so that we're going to use our right foot. I'm going to start with my arms in preparatory or fifth en bas. I'm going to bring them up and open. Now, I'm going to teach the port de bras. If we're still working on, I would like you to work on perfecting your feet. So for all of these exercises, you want to just keep your arm in second, or even put it on our shoulder and really focus on the legs and the feet. That's absolutely, that's really important to get that part first, and then we can incorporate the port de bras. But for those of you that have some experience and would like to use the port de bras, I will show you the port de bras. We're going to do 2 demi plies, which are the same plies that we did in our warm-up. So you're going to plie, tendu, inside foot, bring it back a little bit, and tendu and place. So in that, we're going to do demi plie. We plie, demi plie 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Just 2. Grand plie, so that's an even bigger plie, as far down as you can without your posture getting all wonky. So we're going to grand plie 5 and 6, stretch 7 and 8. So you have lots of time to do that, to really resist that. And that's just the simple port de bras. I'm then going to reverse the port de bras for a second grand plie and stretch. Then I'm going to reach up and off those hips as I reach forward into a forward bend and grabbing onto my legs. So if I go to the side, I'm going to reach forward and try and fold in half, wherever that is. And I'm trying to pull my head through my legs as much as possible. If you're here, you're just going to grab wherever you can and work your fingertips through. Make sure that your weight is in your toes. You're not leaning backwards. You stay in your toes, you're going to get that extra hamstring stretch that I'm sure we all need. From there, I'm going to hold. That's 5, 6, hold 7, 8. Then I'm going to reach my hands out in front and really try and get a flat back. Again, still trying to fold in half, but wherever that is. And again, if that's reaching out as much as possible, wherever you're at today. You're going to hold that 1, 2, 3, 4. From there, I'm going to jump back to you. From there, I'm going to replace my hand back on the bar, come to flat back, and roll it on up. Okay? From there, we're going to do a cambrai. So from there, we cambrai back. If you would like to just stand there today, that's okay. Cambrai is going to come from the base of our back, and I'm going to lead back with my arm first. Head stays in line, and I'm trying to arch from that upper back, not letting the bottom of my body move until I'm close to being parallel to that floor. So that's going to cambrai back. Let me just make sure where I'm at. Yep, so we did replace our hand, flat back, 5, 6, rolling up 7, 8. From there, cambrai 1, 2, I'm going to recover 3, 4. From there, I'm going to rise up on my toes. Make sure your weight is in your big toe, second toe. And I'm going to try and gather my hands. If you would like to just balance there and keep your hand on the bar, that's okay. The next stage will be to balance in with arms in first or arms in third. If you're just working on your balance, by all means, hold it there. So you have all those hands, and then we're going to do 2 pliés here. Plie 1, 6, 3, 4, and 5, 6. I'm going to lower my heels 7 and tonu in and in into first position. Okay, that's a lot. We're going to repeat that in first as well as in our third or fourth position. So in first, we'll do it again. We do 2 demis. Plie 1, 2, plie 3, 4, grand plie. In first and third and fifth, our heels are going to come off the floor. So we're going to go down into our demi plie, and then when we absolutely can't keep our heels on the floor, they're going to come up a little bit. That's 1, 2, that's 3, 4. So as we go down in a grand plie, our heels only come off when they absolutely have to, and we're trying to put them down as quickly as we can on our way up. Make sure you're not sitting in our plie. There's no energy in my legs here, and my feet aren't doing anything. Okay, so really use that resistance. Okay, so starting from first again, we do demi 1, stretch 2, plie 3, stretch 4, grand plie 5, 6, and push those heels into the floor to stand up 7, 8, and second grand plie 1, up 2, and 3, 4. I'm going to reach forward and grab my legs, pulling my head, keeping my weight in my toes. And then I'm going to reach forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep your head in line. I'm just making sure you can hear me. I'm going to replace my hand back on that bar. Reach out in as flat a back as you can, and rolling up from the base of that spine to stand nice and tall. Cambrai back, leading with that elbow and that arm. Bending at that top of that back. It's 1, 2, cover 3, 4, rising up, gathering our arms. Again, if you're just going to balance here, keep working on that. Up over our head, and we're going to plie. 1, 2, stretch 3, 4, plie 5, 6. I'm going to lower 7. Then I'm going to turn to the side, and I'm going to close into a scissor. So I'm going to do it in third position. If you're working from fifth, do it from fifth. So demi plie again. 1, stretch 2, plie 3, stretch 4, grand plie 5, 6. Again, heels just come off, put them back on the floor. 7 and 8. And reverse port de bras for second grand plie. And 3, 4. Lift up off your hips as you fold in half into grabbing those legs. 7 and 8. Reaching out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Replace that hand back on that chair. Reach out in a flat back. Rolling up to stand. Cambrai back, leading with that arm, reaching up and back. And gather around here, rising up. Now, in here, when we rise up in third or in fifth, I'm going to pull my back leg in so it's right behind that foot. By pulling my back leg in, I'm forcing that heel and that front foot to really turn out so that I'm maintaining that turnout and really locking in my legs. So from here, arms come to first and third, and we plie. 1, 2, stretch, 3, 4, plie 5, 6. We're going to lower, move out that back foot, and we're going to tendu and close to finish. Okay, that's just the right side. We're going to do right side, and then we'll do it all again on the left with a new set of music. Follow along to the best of your ability. Like I said, if you're working on just our posture and our balance, by all means, work that nice and tall and arm comes to the side, and then just work on your balance here. If you need to put your hand back on the bar, but just keep trying to test your balance and up over our head. If we're great with our balance, then we work on that forced arch plie on our toes to really test ourselves. I'm going to turn off to the side just so you can follow along and see what I'm doing. But you can absolutely stay facing the camera so that you can see the exercise. I'll call it out, but this is a really great plie exercise that's really going to touch on a lot of things that are going to be important when you move into choreography, some center work, and other exercises. So, starting in your first position, and I'm going to tendu inside foot, tendu my right and into second, and demi plie, stretch, demi plie, and stretch, and grand plie. Really open those knees, and stretch, stretch, and reverse that quarter bow in grand plie, and reach up off of our hips and forward bend, and wrap those legs, reaching nice and long, weight in that toes, and grab the bar, grab, flat back, rolling from the base of that spine, right in, back into posture, and come right back, and around, and back, rising up on our toes, and working on your balance, and here, and stretch, really focus, lower those heels, tendu inside foot, tendu the right into first, demi, stretch, demi, stretch, and grand plie. Just heels off just a little bit and push them right into the floor, stand. And grand plie, and stretch, reach up, and fold in half. Reaching hands out nice and long. Hands back onto your chair, reach flat back, and rolling back. Reaching up, toe back, and recover. And rising up, find your balance. And plie, stretch, Stretch. Demi. Stretch. Drowsy, really wrap that back leg. Drowsy. And up and forward. Out into flat back. Weight in that front foot. Grab that bar. Flat back. And rolling down. And reach up. And back. And around and recover. Rising up. Pull that back foot in really tight. And balance. And clear. And stretch. And clear. Lower that feet. And Tanu. And back to first. Good. Good. Shake that out. We'll do it all on the left side so we're nice and even. Good. So, making sure that we're really wrapping that back leg, really squeezing those legs. For all of your balances, looking straight forward, picking something to help you balance and really focus will really help keep you there. Same thing, feel that squeezing of that toothpaste like I talked about earlier and feel it coming out of your head. The more you can lift off of yourself and reach up, the more energy in your body, the easier it is going to be to balance. So, starting with right side to bar, starting in first position. Again, we're going to do second, first, and then third or fifth with the left foot in front this time. Turn it inside foot, turn it out, and place it into second. And demi. Stretch, demi, and stretch. And Drowsy. Really open those knees and stretch. And Drowsy. Reach up and off of yourself to go forward. Grab those legs. And reach out. Keeping that weight in those toes. Hands back to the bar. Reach flat back. And rolling up. Reaching up to come right back from the upper back. And around. And gather and rise. And stretch. And plie. Lower those heels. Tanu inside foot. And outside foot. And demi. Stretch. Really wrapping those legs and opening those knees over those toes. And plie. Pushing those heels back into the floor. And up. And reverse. Reaching up and forward. Reaching out. And hand back to your bar. And flap out. Rolling up. And reach up. And come right back. And around. Gather yourself, rise. And clear. And stretch. And clear. Lower those heels. Turning the side. Closing into third or fifth. Demi plie. And demi. And grand plie. And stretch. And reverse. And reach up and forward. Grabbing those legs. And reaching up. And grab that bar. Reaching flat back. And rolling back. And reach up. And back. And around. And gather yourself up. Pull that back leg in nice and tight. And through your back. Clear. And stretch. And clear. Lower that back foot. And tongue. Back to first. And finish. Good. Just shake that out. Okay, so now that we've done our warm-up and our plie, you should feel nice and warm and ready to do anything that you possibly could do. So, our next exercise is our tendu. And we've gone over tendu, so we're really focusing on digging through the floor and really keeping that leg nice and stretched. This exercise is going to come from either third or fifth. I will demonstrate it from third. If you're working on fifth, it's the same thing. You're just going leaning toe in front of that heel. We are so starting in that position. If you're just working on the feet today, arm can remain in second or can be placed on our shoulder. If that's too hard, I will show the feet first and then I will show it with the arms for those that wish to use the port-de-bras. So starting with, like I said, our right foot in front, left side is to bar. I'm going to tendu 1, close, 2, and 3, and 4. So 1 fast, 2 slow, to the divan. Repeating the same thing to this side. 5, I'm going to close behind my foot, close 6, and front and back. Okay, so that is just feeling like a scissor. Don't let it go all wonky. Just like your opening scissors and close, open and close. Okay, so that, but we finish back, side, front. Then we're going to go to the back. Tendu straight behind us. 1, close, 2, and 3, and 4. Then we're going to do 4 of the fast ones. And front, and back, and front, and back. Okay? Then we're going to repeat everything starting from the back. Tendu 1, close, 2, and 3, and 4. Side, close, and front, and back, and front. Tendu front, and close, and close, and close. 4 fast, and back, and front, and back, and front. Okay? we will do that all together, making sure we are trying to hit a point. So front, side, back, and side is called en croix, which means across. So you should feel like you're drawing across. We draw a straight line front. This is a straight line side and straight line back. The side ones are hard because you don't want to feel like you're rounding that out. You want to go straight out to a point and straight back to a point. And that just takes practice. This song is not going to be super, super fast. So if you would like to work on it, you can always find faster music to speed it up and work on that fast twitch. I chose a slightly slower one, A, so that our brains can work, and B, so you can really work on working through your feet and through the floor. So really feeling like you're digging through, which will help strengthen your feet so you have beautiful feet and beautiful jumps. So we will do it first on the right side, and then we'll stop the music and do it again on the left side. So standing in either third or fifth, right foot in front, left side to bar, arms down in our preparatory position, ready for the music. Ready? And 1. I just realized that I didn't show the arms for this component. So in for our front, when we do it to the front, if you're using your arms, we're going to all prep our arms here. So whether they're staying in second or onto our shoulder, sorry, that's what you will prep arm to base. If we are doing our full port de bras, we will go arms open and side, arm to the bar. This one's going to come back down to our preparatory position, and on our tendu we will go arm up. So arm up in third, you're looking out over that front leg. That's 1, close, 2, and 3, and 4. Arm position always closes on the first of the next position. Arm's going to come to second as we tendu side, close behind, and front and back. Arm comes through as we do our tendu to our arabesque. In Russian, the arabesque arm is going to be just slightly ahead, above our shoulder, and you're looking up and over that arm. So tendu 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Then you're just going to open straight to second, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Then you'll come through preparatory to go out and inside, come through preparatory up into first and side. Okay, now let's try that with music. I will do the arms for those that wish to do the arms with me. If you're just holding it to the side, nice and strong in your second position, or arm on your shoulder. Let's try that again. So again, standing right foot in front in our third or fifth position. Tendu 1, close, 2, and 3, and 4. Side, close, back, and front, and back. Back, close, and close, and close, and front, and back, and front, and back. Back, close, and close, and close. To the side, close, front, and back, and front. Front, close, and close, and close, and back, and front, and back, and front. Okay. Good. Shake that on out. We're going to try it on the left side. So, switching our bar around. starting left foot in front this time with the music. Shake that on out. Like I said, that exercise can be done quickly or slow like that. It just depends on what you're working on, whether you're working on fast twitch muscle and memory, or whether you're really wanting to articulate those feet. The next exercise we're going to do is jeté. Now, in Russian, we call this a jeté, but in many others, I know Chikati and as well as I believe RAD, they call it dégagé. It's the same exact step. So it's the extension from the tendu. So I'm going to go through tendu and lift my toe up off the floor, only about 25 degrees. So only about that high. Might not be able to see that. Only a little bit off the floor. So if we think of right from our hip is 90, 45 is in between, and jeté height is just a little bit above. Okay, you want to feel like you're shooting your leg and there's like a brick wall stopping you. Don't actually try that against the wall. You will hurt your foot. Okay, so, but you're throwing it and there's so much energy, you're going to throw it and it's just going to stop. There's lots of energy and close. But it's the same action. You're digging through that foot and it's just popping off the floor a little bit. These can be done front, side, back as well. You can do the same exercise that we did in tendu. The same pattern will work for jeté. You can even combine those two exercises together. But today we're going to work on just side jetés, really to work on that those turnout muscles and working through those feet. So this one's also going to be done facing your bar, so you can move your chair or whatever you're using in front of you. I'm going to put mine behind me just so that you can see my feet again. So this is all going to come from first position. This is a really great jeté drill that I love to do because it really helps also warm up your feet and strengthen your feet. Now, in a normal jeté, the accent is out. This time, our accent is actually going to be in. It's going to be throw in, throw in, throw in, throw in. Okay? Super, super simple. Our legs are just going out and in. The pattern is 8 with my right leg, 8 with my left leg, 4 with my right leg, 4 with my left leg, 2 with my right, 2 with my left, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay? What you're doing is your accent is in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 4, 3, 2, and 1, 2 with the right, 2 with the left, and a 1, and a 1, and a 1, and a 1. Should kind of feel like a pendulum that's going back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth, and back and forth. But your body is not moving. It's just your legs working freely. So you have to lift up off your hips, lift nice and tall, really keep that core super, super strong. And when I'm closing, I'm squeezing all of my inner thighs in together. Those are all of your stabilizers. Your inside, the inside of your thigh, your lats, and all of your core will help keep you strong. If you do that, you should also feel what I like to call our smile line, which is the outside and bottom of our bum, which is really going to help strengthen that turnout. It's also going to help strengthen your core and stabilize you so that your legs and arms can move freely. That's what we're working towards, is that our limbs can move freely with strength and our body is just there to support us. Okay, so really work on working through that feet and keeping that core super, super strong. Again, the pattern is 8 with the right leg, 8 with the left leg, 4, 4, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, but don't let your body move. That's why we're facing your bar and really allow that to use it. So it is fairly quick, so you really have to really use that strength. Put all of that tension into your core to help stabilize you. So standing in first position, facing your bar, ready to go. Ready, and 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 with the left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 4. 3, 2, 1 left. 4, 3, 2, 1, and 2. 2, 1, 1, 1 again, and 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 4. 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 2. 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. Good. Shake that up. That's one where it is kind of fast. You have to get your brain wrapped around it and then work it through your feet. But it's a really great one to really, really warm up your body. Moving on. Okay. Next, we have our grand battement. So grand battement is the next step after our jetés and dégagés. So if I was to use the full name, tendu is battement tendu. Then you have the dégagé, and then grand battement is the full kick. There's really no difference between a tendu, a jeté, and a grand battement. It's just how much energy and how high the leg is going. For a grand battement, you really want to think about your leg going up fast and controlled down slow. You're also going to focus on keeping, again, those hips nice and even. So you don't want to be lifting your hips and contorting your body, and you're not going to rotate them. So wherever your grand battement is today, that's what you're working towards. But you want to think fast up and slow down. In this exercise, we're never going to bend our legs during the grand battement. There is a plie in it, and that's what we're going to do. So starting from either third or fifth again, we'll go over the feet, and then I will add the arms. So we're going to kick up 1, bring it down to point 2, close 3, hold 4, then 2 fast. Kick and close, kick and close. Okay? We're going to do that front, side, and back. So side, up, point, close behind, hold, up, point, close, up, point, close. Bend to the back. Kick, 2, and close, hold, 2 fast, up, point, close. Okay? From there, I'm going to take my arm, go up over my head. I'm going to lean in towards my bar in a side stretch. Recover, plie, and ready. And we're going to reverse it all. We're going to go to the back. Point, close, and hold. Kick and close. Kick and close. To the side. Grab point, close, and hold. Kick and close. Kick and close. To the front. 2 and 3 and 4. Kick and close. Kick and close. From here, I'm going to bring my opposite arm and I'm going to side bend away from the bar. 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do another plie. And ready. We're done. Okay? So the first time we go front, side, and back. And then we tilt, or we side bend into the bar, plie, and then we go back, side, front, and that the second time we're side bending away from our bar. Okay? Okay, that is the same pattern pretty much as our Tanu exercise. 1 in 4 counts and then 2 faster. Front, side, back, and our little break. And then back, side, front. Making sure that our legs stay super straight except for in our plie. And that our body, again, is not contorting. Okay, keeping that super, super strong so your legs can just work freely. When you're doing your grand battement, you want to feel like you're lifting from the bottom of your legs. So you're reaching out and up. The more you can lengthen and release, the freer it is in that hip. If we grip our thigh, if we don't reach out enough, you're going to feel it in that hip. If you're feeling kind of a click or if it's feeling tight and like it's stopping you, just work on pulling out and reaching out. And if you think you can't reach out any further, reach out even more. There's never can be enough reach in any dance, especially in ballet. That's something that you just need to practice over and over and over and over. It does take years, and eventually you will get to a point where you will feel that all of a sudden go, oh, that moves so freely. But it's not going to come today. It might not come tomorrow, might not come next week, might not even come next month. But keep working on it, because the more you reach and the more you keep trying to reach, you're using the right muscles, and eventually they will be strong enough to take over. Our thigh muscle is a really large muscle and it likes to fire and take over. But if we let it fire, it kind of jams our hips. So you really want to reach out and tell it to relax and let the other muscles take over. So just keep reaching, just keep reaching. If you're using arms, we do the same thing again. Lower, this is front. 1, 2, and 3, and not 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, side. And then we go back and close. Arms, everyone comes up to third and in and plie again. If for the reverse, for the arms back, side, front, and actually just leave it there to go up, around, plie, and down. Okay? Make sure you have enough room so you're not going to kick. So if you need to, I'm going to tilt myself so that I don't kick my couch. Make sure that you're not going to kick anything, that you have enough room. But yes, making sure that you're just reaching. Okay, so starting left side to bar, right side in front. And 1. Point and close and hold. Kick and close. Kick and close. To the side. And point and close. Hold. Kick and close. Kick and close. Back. Point and close. Kick and close. Kick and close. And we jump. And plie. Shake that on out. We'll reverse it onto the other side. So left leg, point and close. Kick and close. To the side. And point, close, point. Kick and close. Kick and close. And back. Point and close. Hold and reach and up. Up. And recover. Ready. And reverse. And close. And side. Close in front. Side and back. Side and up. And reach. Good. Shake that on out. Okay. So that is our basic bar work. And that's kind of a standard eyes one. And we're going to move into the center. The center is where we take the aspects that we practice at the bar, combine them together into various exercises to be performed in the center. We're going to go through a few exercises together, starting off with the positions of the arms. Now, the arm positions is where many of the methods kind of vary in their terminology. I'm going to be teaching and using the Vaganova methods, but I will include some of the other terminologies that you might have heard as well. So just standing in first position, we start and end every single exercise in ballet with what we call preparatory position. This nice rounded position that's not quite touching our legs, just hovering off of them. This is also known as fifth en bas. It's a nice rounded arm trying to hide that elbow as much as possible, making a really soft line through the wrist that's connected into the fingers. Oftentimes when we focus or are working really hard, we start to see really rigid fingers. That's just tension that is happening because you're working hard, because you're focusing really hard. What I like to do is take that tension and that focus and really apply it into my core so that I can keep that nice, soft, and beautiful line in my arms. So this is preparatory. If I bring that same arm position in front of my body, this is called first position or fifth en avant. There are two different placements, one for females, one for males. For females, if you take your fingers and along the ribs and follow them together, where they meet is where you're going to place your arms. So my hands are opposite of that bottom of my sternum in front. There's a nice soft and open neckline in your body. For males, they take a stronger position, which is opposite from their shoulders. Just a couple inches difference. There's no difference in the actual arm placement. It's just where they're opposite in the body. So we have preparatory, we have first. If I bring, again, that same arm position up over my head, we have third position or fifth en l'air. In the Vaganova method, we keep our hands in the center of our head. So we turn to the side, it's right over top of my head there. So if I bring my arms too far forward, if I were on stage, it's going to cast a shadow from the lights. It also cuts off that line. If I bring those arms right over my head, it's this beautiful frame for your face. But I haven't changed my arms. It's just rotating in the center. So we have preparatory, we have first, we have third, and then if I open my arms and bring them to second, this is second position. It's as if I was resting my arm on a ledge or on a desk. It's just nice and supported from underneath. The arm is still nice and rotated. If I lean forward, you can see that. The highest point is my shoulder, then my elbow, then my wrist, then my finger. If I were to roll a marble from my shoulder off, it should roll all the way down and off of my finger. If I drop my wrist, the marble's gonna fall off of my wrist. If I drop my elbow, the marble's gonna fall off of my elbow. This is a hard position to hold all the time because it takes a lot of that strength to get it right there. But it's a really important position. The next position is demi-second, which is halfway between our second position and preparatory. It's a wonderful pose or resting position that's used by dancers as they wait for to dance if they were doing a full ballet. It can also be used as a great starting position for choreography. So we have preparatory, first, third, second, demi-second, and back to preparatory. If we combined all those two in one fluid movement, that's what's known as port-de-bras, or carriage of the arms. The first port-de-bras I will show you is simple port-de-bras. So starting in preparatory, we move up through first, open to second, float our arms down through demi-second, and back to preparatory. If I were to add the head, I'm going to look into my hands as they come up to first, led by my eyes. Try not to drop it's not about dropping your chin, it's just a slight glance down from the eyes into the palm of our hands. I'm then going to open my arms and look out and float my arms down. Second port-de-bras I'm going to teach you is first port-de-bras. just like simple port de bras, we bring our arms up through first. We then float them all the way up to third. First open into second position and float them through demi-second into preparatory again. Just as we did with our simple port de bras, our eyes follow into the palm of our hands. We then switch our gaze up into the balcony as we go up to third, and then we leave them there, open to second, and lower to preparatory. The last port de bras is our reverse port de bras. This one is going to be led by the back of my wrist and the back of my hand, leading up through a V in, and I'm flipping my hands just as I get to third position. So I want to see that beautiful V position before you rotate your elbows into that third. My eyes are then going to catch those hands as they come to first and lower and look straight ahead. So that's a reverse port de bras. For the exercise that we are going to do today, we are going to start facing your downstage left corner with our right foot in either third position or fifth position, starting with our arms in preparatory. Now, the way to get your best corner position is not to face the corner of the room. If you had a line of dancers in a classroom and you asked them all to face the left-hand corner, they're all going to have a slightly different angle that they're standing on, because based on where they are in the room. The way that you find your own corner position is putting my arm straight out to the side and the other arm straight out into a right angled right triangle. I'm then going to turn my body until it's right in between those two arms. That is my perfect corner position. It's really great for any choreography and just figuring it out until it's in your body in second nature, using that arm straight out to the side, straight out in front of you, and rotating until you're right in between that. That will allow you to see both shoulders, both hips, and both feet. So, facing your downstage left corner, standing in either third position or fifth position, standing nice and tall, arms go in preparatory. We are going to start with one simple port de bras. So I'm going to start with my head turned over my shoulder as much as I can without letting it tilt. I'm going to look into my hands on 1, 2. I'm then going to follow the front arm and look out to my audience. 3, and float our arms down. 4. Simple port de bras. Next, I'm going to do one first port de bras. So again, looking in at our hand. 5. Up to the balcony. 6. Burst our arms open, looking over that front arm again out into your audience. 7, and float them down. 8. Then I'm going to reverse that. Reversing up. 1, 2. I turn and look over to that corner. Catch my eyes. 3, 4. From there, I'm going to bring my arms through first to second in one swoop and tendu side with my right foot. I'm going to plie through second position, and I'm going to tendu that foot and close to face the other corner. When I come through that plie and stretch, I'm going to reach that arm into a nice, this is called allongé, the nice, beautiful, reached airplane arm, and I'm going to close and float that back. And I'm going to assemble both legs facing the other corner now. And if I check myself, I'm right in the middle of my two arms. Then we reverse that, all on the left. Simple port around 1, open 2, lower 3, and 4. Through first, 5, up through third. This is 7 and 8. Reverse port around 1, 2, 3, 4, coming through first to tendu, right on fast, straight front, come through plie, 6, allongé, nice tendu, turn out, and close to the first side again. So when we're going through our port de bras, you always want to be following that front arm. You want to be looking out towards your audience as if you were performing at all times. Let's try that with music. This exercise should really feel like you are floating and fluid. It should not be rigid or stopping too much through it. You should just be arriving through that count to continue on to the next exercise, to the next position. So, standing facing your left corner, right foot is in front in either third position or fifth position. That should feel super beautiful and graceful. And those are your basic port de bras that you can use then in plie exercises and throughout other exercises to be used. Next, we're going to work on what's called tendu. This is where we're also going to use that nice port de bras, and we're going to combine it with some plies and tendus, as well as some changes in the corner. So if this exercise is new to you, I want you to focus on your feet. So if that means that you're keeping your hands on either your waist or on your shoulders at all times, that is perfectly fine. It's really important to get the feet organized first, and then you can add in the arms and the heads and add that artistry in. So starting off with the feet, we're going to face again that corner, that downstage left corner, coming from either third or fifth that you are working for. Arms in preparatory, looking out over that shoulder. On the count of 1, we're going to go plie. Then keeping that back leg, that supporting leg, in plie, I'm going to tendu that front leg forward, bringing my arms to first, onto, looking in at those hands. I am then going to step onto a turned out foot and come to a tendu derriere. My arms are going to come up into what is called grand pose. So my back arm is up, my front and my side arm is in second. I'm going to close that foot behind and face the front. From there, I'm going to plie again, bringing that front arm into a half first position. I'm then going to tendu my front foot and open that arm at the same time. From there, I'm going to step onto a straight leg with a pointed left foot, and I'm going to close to the other corner, that foot in front. I'm then going to repeat everything, but on the left. So again, I plie. I look into my hands with a tendu. I'm going to step forward onto a straight leg with a pointed foot. My back arm is high, and I'm looking over that front arm that's in second. I am then going to close to face straight on fast, that foot behind, keeping my arms the same. I then plie with that arm down, I'm going to tendu that front foot, following that arm, I'm going to step onto a straight leg, tendu, and close back to that first corner again. So that is Tablier en avant. We're now going to do it to the derriere. So the first time we always use our front foot to move. This time we're going to always move our back leg. So again, starting in that same position, I'm going to plie one. I'm going to tendu this time with my back foot, looking into first position. I'm going to step, tenduing my front foot, and my back arm is going to go high again. I'm then going to close, just like I did the first time, my foot front facing straight on fast. I'm now going to plie. This time, I'm going to move my back leg again. I'm going to tendu my back leg, following that arm. I'm going to step onto it, and I'm going to close my tendued foot to the derriere. Still looking out over that shoulder into the audience. I'm going to plie again, moving that back foot, back, step, back arm up, and close on fast. I'm going to plie, tendu that back foot, and step, and close behind to that first corner again. So the first time, we're always going to be moving the front foot. The second time through, we're always going to be moving the back foot. If the coordination of the arms and legs is too difficult, just put your hands on your waist and work through the feet. 2, plie, tendu, stretch, close, plie, tendu, flex, and close, plie, tendu, stretch, and then we're going to do the derriere. Back, leg, step, and close, plie, back leg, step, close, face the other corner, plie, back, step, and close, plie, back leg, step, close, face the original corner again. I will demonstrate it with the arms. Like I said, if it's too confusing, focus on the feet. first. Once you know those, then you can start to incorporate the arms. So starting facing that left-hand corner, right leg is in front in either 5th or 3rd position. Arms in preparatory, looking out over that front shoulder, out into the front, which would be our audience. Plie 1, tendu, and step, close to face front, plie, tendu front foot, and step, and close front, plie, front tendu, step, and close to face the front, and plie, move the front foot, step, and face the front corner again, and plie, this time to back, and step, and close, plie, back foot moves, step, and other corner, plie, tendu back leg, step, and close, and plie, back leg, step, close behind, so that is Tomie. That is one of my favorite exercises. I think it's super beautiful, and I always just feel great doing it. I'm going to finish with a reverence. It's how we finish every single ballet class. It's thanking your teacher. It's your teacher thanking you. And I want to thank you for taking this ballet workshop. And I really hope that you learned something and that you have a lot to take away from it. So starting facing your corner 2, I'm just going to show you. We're just going to do a simple port de bras, open and close. We'll do a full port de bras and open and close. I'm then going to open, step, big plie, big curtsy or bow, up, we'll do allongé, and other side we'll do it again. First simple port de bras, first port de bras, big step open, curtsy, allongé, and close. Okay, we'll do that with music. Again, this is my thank you for joining me in this ballet workshop, and I really hope you enjoyed it. So again, thank you, and I really hope you enjoyed your ballet and you continue on with it because it's one of my favorite dance styles.